Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you exciting NBA action. This is Brian Anderson with Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke. Allie LaForce, our reporter. Let's take a look at the numbers for Jason Tatum.
Through the last 10 games, we've seen his rebounding numbers start to slide. He's not being as aggressive on the glass, not like he was earlier on in the season. He needs to get that fire back.
Looking at the starting five for Boston. The two Jays, Brown at the 3 and Tatum at the 4. Drew Holiday out there with Derek White. And it's Porzingis in at the 5. And for Memphis, manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Payne. Jackson out there with Edey. And it's Wells in at the 3. Well, Grant, when you take a look at this matchup, both these teams feature an impressive backcourt.
No question, B.A. And I get the sense that bragging rights are on the line here. Everything you can do, I can do better. Expect some exciting back-and-forth action in this one.
Now here's Porzingis. Outside White. On the wing, Tatum. Defended by Jackson. And finished off by Tatum.
You see the level of verticality that Jason Tatum brings to the table. Nice.
Morant against White. Morant, the pass to Jackson. 6 to shoot. Morant with the bucket.
Morant not afraid to get in there and play big, showing his toughness in close.
Holiday finds Porzingis. And just about a minute into this first quarter. Porzingis with a screen on Morant. Back to Porzingis. And a slam dunk by Porzingis.
This is why you put the ball in his hands. An accurate pass hitting a moving target.
Well, Doris, you watch Kristaps Porzingis at the defensive end. He changes a lot of shots.
There is no doubt, B.A. At 7'2", it isn't just simply about sending shots back. It's about changing the trajectory. But I think, as importantly, guys don't want to go in the lane because of his presence.
Holiday passes to Tatum. Here's White. Back to Tatum. Porzingis with a screen on Payne. Outside Porzingis. Misses the 3.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, Taylor Jenkins had a few moments to share with me. Their team's biggest concern tonight, the scoring of Jaylen Brown. Coach commenting, quote, Brown has become an elite scorer in this league. Jaylen can have huge nights. We know he's going to score, but we have to limit his easy looks, especially early. Something to watch, B.A.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. You know, it's easy to focus on Jason Tatum scoring. But Doris, he's excellent in a number of areas.
Brian, he's a high-level rebounder. He now knows how to keep his teammates involved. He's competitive on the defensive end and willing to absorb a big-time assignment. He has got a complete game.
And that one falls for Tatum. Doris, it seems like every year Tatum's name is right atop the MVP ballot.
To me, Brian, it speaks not only to his talent, but also his consistency and the work ethic. The game is important to him. He's versatile. He's clutch. He's everything you want in a star player.
Here's Edey. Last game for him, he had 14. And looks like an illegal pick was set. That gets the ref's attention. And with a pause in the action, let's check out the top rookie rim protectors over this past month. The 4th spot held by Zach Edey.
His defensive anticipation is just excellent. He changes as many shots as he swats.
Aldama's checked in for Memphis. Payne against Holiday. It's White with a drive. It's deflected. Morant against Brown. And it's Ja Morant with the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Pippen, he's checked in for Morant. And so it's Boston with it. White with a screen on Payne. Soft touch off the glass.
Yeah, Drew Holiday can either receive or initiate contact. He just is so tough.
Grizzlies trail by 4. And timeout called by Taylor Jenkins. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. And when it comes to the Grizzlies, they're a team that's hungry to take that next step, Grant.
Yeah, and they've got the core to do it, B.A. You got Morant, Bane, and Jackson. They're all all-star caliber players and still in their mid-20s. So they've got a lot of great chemistry and time to get it right.
Here's Jackson. Tatum pulls it in.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play. You just have to love that grit and effort on the glass. No problems battling for the basketball.
Aldama outside. Jackson finds Bane. Here's Edey, hounded by Tatum. And there's Edey. That's good. And the assist from Bane.
And what I like about Bane, he sees the floor well, and he's so unselfish.
Outside Tatum. This one for three. Sends it home from three-point land. Tatum's got 7 points in the game.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Pippen. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. And with both teams fighting for playoff position, this is as intense of a regular season as you'll see, Grant.
Oh, B.A., you can feel what's at stake here in the arena. Both of these teams will treat this like the postseason. The playoffs start now for them.
The first free throw is good, and the expression, not enough touches to go around. Do the Celtics risk falling into that trap, Doris?
Well, first and foremost, B.A., if that's a problem for you, it's a good one to have. I think the key here is with all the weapons available, you have to have some personal sacrifice. And to this point, this team has been willing to do that.
Kennard, he's checked in for Memphis. No good on the second free throw. Celtics lead by 4. Here's Hauser. In his last outing, he had 11 points. Brown passes to Hauser. Here's Cornette. Just 5 to shoot. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
For Memphis, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Pass to Edey. Now here's Aldama. Horford covering. Aldama, the pass to Kennard. Payne with it. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yeah, right there with Bane, you see the advantage of size and toughness in the backcourt.
Pritchard, the pass to Brown. Shoots from the baseline. Count that bucket.
An outstanding first quarter from the field.
30 seconds left in the opening quarter. Here's Bane. And it's Memphis with another.
Yeah, really, Bane is more of an inside or outside guy. He has to adjust for the mid-range.
Brown against Kennard. Now here's Brown. Defense is right there. Fires from deep. No luck on that one. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Celtics. They lead by 4. And we'll bring you the start of quarter number 2 when we return. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Celtics.
Man, I'll say this. I mean, the mid-range jumper has been a huge weapon for them offensively. Just tremendous so far.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Jason Tatum out there with Peyton Pritchard. Then there's Al Horford. Then it's Torrey Craig. And it's Hauser in at the small forward position. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Kennard with it, picked up by Tatum. Nice shot by Kennard.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
The Celtics with the lead. Here's Pritchard. Yet to see a basket. Pass to Craig. Here's Tatum. Ooh, rugged finish from Tatum.
Well, Jason Tatum has worked hard to fill out his frame. It's not going to bother him that you're bringing a level of physicality.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Grizzlies great Marc Gasol last season retiring from basketball. He embraced the city of Memphis. He said, quote, "I think a player has to feel that it's their city and they have to fight for it. You play with a different mindset when you do that. To me, winning was the most important thing."
Yeah, and they did a lot of winning, Allie. So it's Boston now. After the basketball. Off the lob, Jason Tatum.
Wow, how about the long arms and the timing of Jason Tatum on the alley-oop? Nice.
And we've got a timeout from Taylor Jenkins. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. And Boston with some changes. Porzingis has checked in for Craig, and Derek White subbed in for Hauser. Now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second. Here's Huff, defended by Porzingis. Payne, the pass to Wells. Just 4 to shoot. Memphis needs to get off a shot. There's the 3. Boston pulls it in, coming into this, having notched a win against San Antonio in their last game.
Yeah, they hit the court last game with some serious attitude, especially on offense.
And what surprised me was how easy they made it look. Seemed like they got something out of every possession.
And of course, Boston winning 8 consecutive titles from 1959 to 1966. Doris, you think we'll ever see a streak like that again?
BA, I think that's almost impossible in this day and age. With free agency, with more salary cap restrictions, it's just hard to win 2 in a row these days, let alone 8. My goodness.
Oh, it's blocked by Jackson.
The attention to detail on defense. Jackson reads shooters well and knows when to go for blocks.
Pippen, he's checked in for Kennard. Hauser, he's checked in for Boston. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second. Here's Tatum. Boston again missing. Grizzlies trail by 6. Inside. Here's Wells. Oh, a nice one-handed slam right there.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
Pritchard, the pass to Tatum. Back to Pritchard. 5 on the clock. From the arc. Cleared away by Wells. For Memphis, they've gone 3 of 5 since the beginning of the second. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Grant, when you talk about consistency and officiating game to game, you think there's room for improvement?
You know, I do think so. I mean, they're allowing more contact, but overall, more clarity on what constitutes legal guarding position would help players and officials.
First free throw is good.
And the growth of Jackson Jr. is downright scary, especially defensively. This guy has been upping his game, and no opponent is happy about that.
And the Grizzlies making a change here. Morant's checked in. Brown, he's checked in for Boston. Drew Holiday comes in for Pritchard. And so Jackson nails both of them. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the second quarter. Outside White. Porzingis surveying the floor. Tatum inside, defended by Jackson. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
That is just tremendous focus from Jason Tatum. This guy has gotten so good at walling off defenders and finishing plays.
Aldama's checked in for Jaren Jackson Jr.
What impresses me about Jason Tatum are his work habits, his commitment in the offseason to adding something else to his arsenal. We know he can play high-level basketball on both ends. The sky is the limit.
Now here's Morant, coming off a 22-point game.
Oh, wow. Incredible. Oh, putting on a show for the fans. Morant's skills making it look like a circus in here.
Ooh, a great look there. Brought to you by the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. 1:51 left to play in the second quarter. And one thing that Morant has always been elite at, finding a seam in a defense and getting to the rim, Grant.
Yeah, any crack allows him to get inside. And as good as anyone at splitting a double, which he sees a lot of. So once inside, he can finish with authority or kick it out to a shooter.
And again for three.
And that last three now ties him for the franchise record for most in a season. You know he's looking for that next one.
You talk about being locked in all year long. Next one sets the franchise record. What a season it's been for him. And we've got a timeout from Taylor Jenkins. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. And the Grizzlies with some changes. Edey's checked in for Huff. And it's Jaren Jackson in for Aldama. And the Celtics also making a change. Cornette's checked in for Tatum. There's a minute 17 left in the first half of basketball. Here's Edey. Checking his stats. He's scoring around 9.5 points per game. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot two.
Come on, this kid is electric. Morant draws a lot of fouls with the way he plays.
It's his first trip to the line. That one's off.
The boundless athleticism Morant has is really special. He's someone that is always in attack mode.
And he's good on the second.
Getting themselves to the line this quarter is a good way to get their offense rolling.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Jaylen Brown is playing with so much confidence. He said, quote, "I feel like I'm a different player. My body has changed. Athletically, I'm entering my prime. I'm more aware on defense and offense. I feel like on both sides of the ball, I'm playing the best basketball of my life."
Well, it shows, Allie, for sure. Wells, the pass to Bane. There's the triple. He can't get that one to fall.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Brown can't hit.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights, that bucket is automatic.
To the wing, right side. Shot clock and game clock, 1 second differential. Jackson finds Bane. Holiday against Morant. Just 5 on the clock. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. Memphis shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts of the game. And he drops the first. That one falls, so he hits both of them. There's 6 seconds left in the second period. Just 3 on the clock. White coming through.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Celtics out in front, up by 5. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. How about we start out with the Western Conference and how those teams are stacking up?
Taking a look here at the Grizzlies, they haven't quite looked like themselves lately. The question is, how do they get back to the top? How do they recapture that magic? I think it starts with raising the intensity level. Become more aggressive, night after night, fight after fight. Aggressive is right.
And now, guys, it's time to talk about that challenging first half for the Memphis Grizzlies.
How have they kept it this close? Their D has been invisible. Come on, fellas, get after it.
Yeah, just a few more stops and this score would be totally different. Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And you know, Jason Tatum, he's been really making it happen, guys.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
It felt like his work on the interior really gave this offense a boost. Let's see if he can dominate the rest of the way.
Grizzlies trail by 5. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Bane. Edey out there with Jackson, and it's Wells in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Taylor Jenkins. Here's Morant. Unable to get that one. Good work defensively by White. So it's Boston now. They'll be hosting Miami for their next game. That'll be the first of 3 games played at home. Bane against Holiday. Bane, the pass to Morant. And here's Jackson. Tatum with some nice D. Celtics lead by 5. Holiday passes to Brown. Outside Tatum. The 3. The Grizzlies pull it in. Edey's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Wells, defended by Brown. Pass to Morant. Shot clock at 5. Three-pointer. And Morant laces the triple.
Yeah, Morant showing a bit of confidence knocking down that 3.
Outside Tatum. From behind the arc. Tatum with another miss. And so Morant will bring it up for Memphis. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. They double him with Brown. Pass to Edey. Here's Wells, defended by Brown. It's stolen by Tatum. Outside, Brown. Oh, JB rattling the rim.
Look out below. Jaylen Brown off his feet in a hurry.
And we've got a timeout from Taylor Jenkins. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. Just 5 games left on the year. Let's take a look at the current seedings in the West. Taking a look at Memphis, and they're sitting with the 5th seed in the conference currently.
Right now for the Grizzlies, you have to acknowledge that they've really hung tough this season, avoiding a lot of the bumps in the road that other contenders have gone through.
Resiliency has been crucial for this team. Anytime it looks like they may start to drag a little bit, they've picked it back up and stayed in the hunt.
Morant, no good.
Well, trying to find themselves in the second half here. Just 1 for 4 from the field. Can someone in the group get hot? Let's see.
Now here's Brown. And you look at the numbers, currently around 22.5 points a game.
You can see the work Jaylen Brown has put in to become a range shooter. Nice.
And he's made a case for first-team all-defense. Doris, Jaylen Brown, the complete game.
Brian, what you love to see from a great player that's just entering their prime is the pride they take in being well-rounded. Do you want to absorb a big-time defensive assignment? Jaylen Brown wants to do exactly that.
Brown, Porzingis for 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
Well, he's got the green light. Porzingis understands. Be ready on the catch.
Jackson outside. Back to Morant. Ooh, Morant battling inside.
It's not easy to work the ball inside in this league, but they've done it all night.
Here's Tatum. Oh, it's blocked by Jackson.
So far this quarter, he's been out of sync and might be pressing right now.
Morant looking for an opening. Celtics lead by 3. Outside White. On the wing, Holiday. White, the pass to Brown. Tatum inside. Jackson on him. Tatum can't hit.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Morant with the close-range bucket.
Yeah, this period, they're letting him go to work, and it's paying off.
Boston's gone 2 for 5 from 3 since halftime. Outside Tatum. Here's White. Again, the miss by Boston.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
Oh, what a performance offensively.
They're really rolling at that end. Excellent game plan. Well, so much can be said about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s versatility, but I'd like to praise his team-first mindset. If the dirty work needs doing, he's got it, as long as it helps his team get the win.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Well, they have owned the offensive perimeter throughout this game, finding lots of openings and turning them into big shots.
I think tonight has also, guys, been about the lost art of the mid-range jumper. If you utilize that in-between game right, there's plenty of value in it.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. The Celtics have gone cold here in this third quarter, just 3 of 9. And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. And a chance to look at the block shot numbers over the last few seasons for Jaren Jackson.
And his shot blocking hasn't been nearly as potent as it was a few years ago. It's a shame, really, because his ability to intimidate the other team and be a big presence on the defensive end really gave his team an edge.
Here's Brown. He's got 7. Over Kennard. Brown gets the inside finish.
That's the physique of Jaylen Brown. This guy is strong. He can absorb contact and still finish.
Kennard passes to Aldama. Now here's Moran. Hauled in by Brown. Pass to Pritchard. Back to Brown. Shoots over Moran. It's rebounded by Memphis. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. To the inside. Jackson. The pass to Aldama. Outside for Moran. That three's off the mark. The Celtics with the lead.
If they take their time, this will be the final possession of the quarter.
Well, it's amazing. If you finish quarters the right way, it can have such a great impact on the outcome of a game.
I just love the aggressive finish.
Now, I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. From deep, Moran. Here's Huff. Off target with the 3. And we've just finished the third quarter. What a tight game we've got going. Celtics out in front, up by 3. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter started. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And it's Tatum with the ball for Boston. It's a 3-point game. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. We've got Al Horford. Peyton Pritchard is out there with Jason Tatum. Then it's Torrey Craig. And it's Hauser in at the small forward position.
He's taking what he can get here, has a 3 in each half.
Here's Pippen. Here's Huff. Horford with some nice D. Boston leading by 6. Tatum with it. The 3. Huff pulls it in.
At this point, I'm not sure if it's the play calling or the player himself.
And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Yeah, impressive vision from Bane. Always looking to move it.
Down low is Pritchard. Banked it in off the glass. And the Celtics lead by 6.
Making the most of that possession. Unwilling to give up on the play.
About a minute and a half into the fourth now. Here's Pippen. And the layup falls.
With a tough road ahead, they worked hard to get a good shot.
For Boston, they've gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now. And there's the lob. Ooh, Tatum slams it home.
Now, this is one of the best scorers in the game today. Jason Tatum, we're getting used to performances like this.
Bane against Tatum. Pass to Pippen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Craig with a steal. Here's Pritchard. Outside Tatum. Horford, a screen on Bane. Horford outside. Pass to Hauser. 5 on the clock. Lets it go from deep. Hits the trifecta.
And they keep attacking from the three-point range here in the second half.
Here's Pippen. To the middle. Got a piece of it. Boston leading by 9. Hauser passes to Horford. Left side Tatum. Ooh, Tatum taking flight.
And staring at a sizable deficit, the defense has to tighten up.
And timeout called by Taylor Jenkins. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. Some changes for Memphis. Edey's checked in for Huff. Jaren Jackson comes in for Aldama. And it's Ja Morant in for Pippen. So Boston going with almost an entirely new group here. Kristaps Porzingis, he's checked in for Horford. Brown comes in for Hauser. Holiday's checked in for Craig. And it's White in for Pritchard. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, I had a chance to find out what Taylor Jenkins was discussing with his players. They took a laid-back approach to the huddle, telling the team everyone thinks this game is over, so just go out there and let it rip. Let's see what we can do. And I think the players love that message.
Thanks for that, Allie. Boston leading by 9. Outside Tatum. Oh, Tatum takes the contact.
Well, size and skill. Tatum on the interior, yes, sir.
Now Morant. Morant drawing the double team. Pass to Jackson. Fires the 3. Connects from downtown.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Now here's Bane. And here's Brown. On the wing, Tatum, defended by Jackson. Ooh, lots of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws will follow that whistle.
You can see Jason Tatum not letting the pressure get to him, just calmly sinking the bucket.
He hits the first one, and that'll put him up by 9. You know, Grant, we've seen career performances in the play-in tournament, but the stats don't count for regular season or the playoffs.
You know, that's crazy, B.A. So let's just count them as playoff stats. It used to be only 3 rounds instead of 4, so there is a precedent to adding more games to the official postseason.
Now here's Jackson. Pass to Bane. Over Holiday. Bane, no good.
That's a shot he makes with regularity, but that time the defense up to the challenge.
Got a piece of it.
Smart defending. You're rarely going to catch Bane out of position.
Second shot opportunity. Ooh, Brown inside. Hey, he's more than just a shooter.
And the clock will wind down on this one. Just a solid effort and a good win for the Celtics.
You know, their ability to protect the ball helped win it for them.
Yeah, it really did. Less turnovers mean you can get more chances to score. All coaches tell you to value every possession.
And as a strong year for the club continues, they've willed their way to 56 wins.
And I'm sure they're happy to get even for what happened the last time these teams met.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Jason Tatum.
No doubt he came to play tonight. This guy has been aggressive and effective.
And again, it's Memphis missing. So we see the Celtics taking the W here. Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was winding down, this building was stone cold silent.
And that's exactly what you got to do. You have to try to take the crowd out of it.
All right, Allie's ready to go. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Thanks, guys. Drew, this team is winning games. What's coming together for this group right now?
Honestly, I think it's the feel. I think it's the comfortability with each other. I think it's the chemistry on the court. And from there, you know, as chemistry builds, you build confidence. And, man, it's fun to play, you know.
I do. I hope it continues to build. It's been fun to watch. Thanks, Drew.
Allie, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Doris Burke, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching tonight's game. And let's reveal our player of the game, Jason Tatum.